My fiancé said at the dinner party, "Honestly, if your dad were single, I'd date him instead. He's more successful." I responded, "Interesting confession." Then I told my dad everything the next day. When she showed up for family dinner and dad handed her a list of therapists saying, "You need professional help before marrying my son." I, 29, male, have been with my fiancé, 27, for 2.5 years. Engaged for 6 months. Wedding planned for next spring. Venue booked. Deposits paid. Invitations designed. We split the costs 50-50, though I've contributed about $18,000 so far, and she's in for around $12,000. Her parents kicked in $5,000. Mine haven't contributed yet, but my dad said he'd cover the bar tab, which, knowing my family, will probably run $8,000 to $10,000 easy. My dad, 58, owns a commercial real estate development company. He's done well, really well, lives in a 4,200 square foot house. Drives a Tesla Model S. Takes international trips twice a year. He earned it, built the business from nothing over 30 years. I'm a structural engineer making $92,000 a year, good salary, comfortable. I drive a 2021 Honda Accord. Live in a nice 2-bedroom apartment, have savings. I'm not rich, but I'm doing fine. My fiancé works in pharmaceutical sales, makes about $65,000 base plus commission. She does okay. Last Saturday, my college buddy threw a dinner party. 12 people total, nice setup, catered food, good wine. His place overlooks the river. My fiancé wore this black dress she'd just bought, kept talking about how expensive it was. $380. I didn't say anything. We're sitting around the table, everyone's had a few drinks. Conversation lands on relationships and dating. Someone jokes about marrying up versus marrying for love. Everyone's laughing, sharing stories. Then my fiancé, out of absolutely nowhere, says, "Honestly, if his dad were single, I'd probably date him instead. He's way more successful." No offense, babe, but your dad's house, the Tesla, that's the life I want. The entire table went silent. I looked at her. "What did you just say?" She laughed, sipping her wine. "I'm just being honest. Your dad is impressive. You're great, but he's really successful. You drive a Honda. It's a nice Honda. It's not a Tesla." My friend's girlfriend changed the subject fast. Started talking about some movie, but the damage was done. Everyone kept glancing at me. My buddy's wife gave me the sympathetic look. I sat there for the rest of dinner, barely talking. My fiancé didn't seem to notice anything was wrong. She kept chatting, laughing, having a great time. We left around 10 p.m., drove home in silence. Once inside our apartment, I finally spoke. "We need to talk about what you said." She was taking off her heels. "About what?" "About wanting to date my dad instead of me." Oh my God, that was a joke. Nobody was laughing because everyone's too sensitive. I was just saying your dad is successful. It's a compliment. You said you'd date him instead of me. That's not a compliment to me. She rolled her eyes. "You're seriously upset about this?" "Yeah, I am. You basically told a room full of our friends that I'm not good enough." "I did not say that. I said your dad is more successful, which is true. He owns a company. You're an engineer. There's nothing wrong with being an engineer." "I didn't say there was, but come on. Let's be realistic. Your dad has the life I want. The nice house, the nice car, the nice vacations. You and I are still renting an apartment. We're 29 and 27. We're building toward that stuff. Your dad built faster. My dad's 30 years older than me." "Exactly. He's established, successful. That's attractive." I stared at her. "You just called my father attractive." "Successful. I said successful. After saying you'd date him instead of me." "Oh my God, you're twisting my words." We argued for another 30 minutes. She kept insisting it was a joke, that I was being oversensitive, that everyone was making a big deal out of nothing. Finally, she went to bed. I slept on the couch. Next morning, she acted totally normal. Made coffee, kissed me, asked what I wanted for breakfast like the night before never happened. After she left for work, I called my dad. "Hey, you busy?" "Never too busy for you. What's up?" I told him everything. The dinner party, the comment, the argument, her complete dismissal of my feelings. Long silence. "She said that to your face, in front of people?" "Yep." "And when you told her it hurt you, she said you were being sensitive?" "Basically." I heard him take a deep breath. "Bring her over for dinner Friday. Tell her it's just a regular family dinner. Don't tell her I know." "What are you planning?" I'm going to have a conversation with her, one she needs to hear. Dad, trust me on this, Friday, 6 p.m. All right. When my fiancé got home, I mentioned dinner at Dad's. Oh, fun. I love going to your dad's house. Should I bring wine? He said not to bring anything. Your dad's so generous. We should really try to get a house like his eventually. I didn't respond. Friday came. She spent an hour getting ready. Full makeup, nice outfit, kept checking herself in the mirror. Do I look okay? You look fine. Just fine? You look great. We drove to my dad's house. She was in a good mood, talking about her work, about wedding planning, about how we should ask my dad for recommendations on a honeymoon destination since he travels so much. My dad answered the door, gave me a hug, gave her a polite smile. Come in, dinner's ready. He'd made pot roast with vegetables and mashed potatoes, everything laid out nicely on his dining room table. My fiancé complimented everything. The food, the house, the new art he'd hung up. This place is just incredible, seriously. Goals. My dad nodded. Thanks. We ate. Small talk. She dominated the conversation, talking about wedding planning, the flowers she'd picked, the photographer, the venue. My dad listened, occasionally asking questions. Then, about 20 minutes in, he set down his fork. So, I wanted to discuss something with both of you. My fiancé smiled. Of course, what's up? He reached into his shirt pocket and pulled out a folded piece of paper, unfolded it carefully, and slid it across the table to her. What's this? She asked, picking it up. A list of therapists in the area. I've already called and vetted them. They all have availability. I think you should see one before you marry my son. Her smile froze. I'm sorry, what? You need professional help, my dad said. That list has 5 therapists who specialize in relationships and self-awareness. Pick one. Schedule an appointment. She looked at me. Is this a joke? I shook my head. No. She looked back at my dad. Why would I need therapy? Because of what you said at the dinner party last weekend about how if I were single, you'd date me instead of my son because I'm more successful. Her face went white. You told him? She asked me. Yeah, I said. I did. That was private. My dad cut in. You said it at a dinner party in front of 12 people. It's not private. I was joking. Were you? My dad leaned forward. Because from what my son told me, when he confronted you about it, you didn't apologize. You defended it, said he was being too sensitive, said I have the life you want and he's just an engineer. I didn't mean it like that. How did you mean it? She stammered. I was complimenting you, saying you're successful. You can compliment someone without comparing them to their son and finding the son lacking. I wasn't finding him lacking, weren't you? You told him and everyone else that you'd prefer to be with me because I have more money, a nicer house, a nicer car. That's not a compliment to me. That's an insult to him. She turned to me again. Babe, come on. Tell him he's overreacting. I stayed quiet. Oh my God, you're both ganging up on me. My dad shook his head. We're not ganging up. We're addressing something you said that was inappropriate and hurtful, something you still haven't actually apologized for. I apologized. No, you didn't. You said he was being sensitive. That's not an apology. She stood up, chair scraping loudly. I don't have to sit here and be attacked. You're not being attacked, my dad said. You're being told the truth. My son deserves someone who respects him for who he is, not someone who's using him as a stepping stone to get closer to my lifestyle. I'm not using him. Are you? My dad asked. When's the last time you asked about his work, his projects, his life outside of how much money he makes or what car he drives? Silence. That's what I thought. My dad picked up his fork again. You need help, professional help. Because if you marry my son with this mindset, you'll destroy him and I won't let that happen. She grabbed her purse. This is insane. I'm leaving. That's your choice. She looked at me. Are you coming? No, I said. I'm staying for dinner. Are you serious right now? Yeah. Fine. Don't expect me to be home when you get back. She stormed out. The door slammed so hard a picture on the wall tilted. My dad took a bite of pot roast. This turned out pretty good. I laughed. Couldn't help it. Yeah, it did. You okay? Honestly, I don't know yet. That's fair. Take your time figuring it out. We finished dinner, watched some TV. I drove home around 10 p.m. She wasn't there. I texted her. Where are you? Her mom's. Can't believe what just happened. Me, we were just honest with you. Your dad is completely out of line. He's right, though. Whatever. I went to bed. Didn't sleep great. Update. One Sunday morning, her mom called me. Not her, her mom. We need to discuss last night. Okay. You and your father ambushed my daughter. That's unacceptable. We didn't ambush her. We had a conversation about something. She said she was joking. Why is everyone so sensitive? It wasn't funny. It was disrespectful. You're blowing this completely out of proportion. She compliments your father, and suddenly, she's the villain. She didn't compliment my father. She said she'd date him instead of me because he has more money. She didn't mean it literally. Then what did she mean? Silence. Then you know what? She deserves better than this. Better than you and your controlling father. If that's how she feels, she's welcome to leave. Maybe she will. Good. I hung up. About 2 hours later, my fiancé came back to the apartment, eyes red, puffy from crying. We need to talk. All right. She sat down on the couch. I stayed standing. My mom thinks we should postpone the wedding. Why? Because clearly you and your dad don't respect me. We don't respect what you said. There's a difference. I apologized. When? When did you actually apologize? I said I'm sorry for phrasing it badly. That's not the same as apologizing for saying it in the first place. She threw her hands up. What do you want from me, to grovel? I want you to understand why what you said hurt me. Actually understand. Not just say words to make me shut up. I do understand. Do you? Because every conversation we've had about this, you've defended yourself. Said I'm being too sensitive. Said it was a joke. That's not understanding. That's deflecting. She started crying again. Why are you being like this? Like what? So cold. This isn't you. This is me finally paying attention to red flags I've been ignoring. Red flags? Yeah. Like how you talk constantly about my dad's house, his car, his lifestyle. How you've never once asked about my work unless it's about salary or promotion potential. How you measure our relationship's success by material stuff instead of actual connection. That's not fair. Name one project I'm currently working on. Silence. Exactly. You don't know because you don't care. You care about what I represent. Access to my dad's world. That's not true. Then prove it. Tell me about my job. What am I working on? She just cried harder. I sighed. Look, I need space. Maybe you should stay at your mom's for a few days. Are you breaking up with me? I don't know yet. I need time to think this over. Over one stupid comment? It's not about one comment. It's about a pattern I'm finally seeing clearly. She packed a bag and left again. I called my dad. How you holding up? She left. Her mom called me, said we ganged up on her. Sounds about right. Entitled people always have enabling parents. What do I do? That's your call. But ask yourself, can you marry someone who sees you as a downgrade from your father? Someone who's waiting for you to become me? I didn't have an answer. Over the next few days, she texted sporadically. Things like, are you done being mad? And this is getting ridiculous. I didn't respond much. Then the wedding vendor started calling. First, the venue. Hi, your fiancé called about possibly changing the date. We'd need to discuss fees. What? When did she call? This morning. She said you both wanted to postpone due to family issues. I didn't agree to that. Oh, well, she seemed certain. Should we proceed or not change anything yet? I'll call you back. I called her immediately. What are you doing calling the venue? I'm being proactive. If we're postponing, we need to lock in a new date. Who said we're postponing? My mom thinks your mom doesn't get a vote. Well, someone needs to make decisions since you're ignoring me. I'm not ignoring you. I'm thinking there's a difference. For how long? The wedding's in 6 months. We have deadlines. Maybe we shouldn't have a wedding. Silence. Then what? Maybe we shouldn't get married. You don't mean that. I'm starting to think I do. Over dad jokes? It's not a dad joke. Stop calling it that. You said something hurtful and refused to take responsibility. She hung up on me. About an hour later, her best friend called. What is wrong with you? Excuse me? She's devastated, crying constantly, all because you can't take a joke. It wasn't a joke. She was drunk. She had 3 glasses of wine. That's not drunk. You're tearing her apart over nothing. If it's nothing, why can't she just apologize sincerely? She has apologized. No, she hasn't. She's made excuses. You know what? She deserves someone who actually loves her, not someone who tears her down. I'm not tearing her down. I'm asking for basic respect. Whatever. Don't come crying when she moves on. She hung up. I was exhausted. This whole situation was exhausting. My dad came over that night with pizza. Heard the wedding might be postponed. How'd you hear that? Small world. Vendor I know mentioned it. She's calling vendors without telling me. Control move. She's panicking. Yeah? What are you going to do? Honestly, I think I'm done. I can't marry someone who doesn't see what she did wrong. He nodded. That's valid. Her mom, her friends, everyone's acting like I'm the bad guy. That's what happens when entitled people face consequences. They rally the troops. We ate pizza. Didn't talk about her much. Just watched TV. The next morning, my fiancé showed up at the apartment. I was working from home. Can I come in? Yeah. She sat at the kitchen table. I stayed at my laptop. I've been thinking. Okay. I talked to a therapist. I looked up. You did? Yeah. One from the list your dad gave me. And she said? She said maybe I have some things to work on about how I view relationships and success. That's good that you're seeing that, but I also think you're being really harsh. It was one comment, and there it was. The but. You're not getting it. I am getting it. I'm going to therapy because of this. You're going to therapy because you think it'll fix this, not because you actually believe you need it. How do you know what I believe? Because you just said one comment again, like it's not a big deal. She stood up. You know what? Fine. If this is how you want it, fine. I'm done trying. Good. She left again. Final update. That was 3 weeks ago. After she left that day, I called the wedding venue myself, explained the situation. They said we could cancel, but we'd lose our $35,500 deposit. I said, fine, cancel it. Called the photographer. Lost $800 there. Caterer, $1,200. Florist, $400. Total losses about $6,000 for me. Her losses were around $3,500, based on what she'd paid. She flipped when she found out I'd canceled everything. You canceled our wedding without consulting me. You tried to postpone it without consulting me. I just made it permanent. I'm losing money. So am I. This is financial abuse. No, this is consequences. She threatened to sue me for her portion of the deposits. I told her to go ahead. My dad's lawyer sent her a letter explaining that since the engagement ended due to her behavior, she has no legal standing. She backed off. She kept the engagement ring. I told her to keep it. Didn't want it back. It cost me $4,200, but whatever. Small price for freedom. Her mom sent my dad a certified letter demanding he take accountability for ruining her daughter's future. His lawyer responded with a cease and desist for harassment. Haven't heard from them since. Through mutual friends, I heard she's already dating someone new. Some finance bro with a Porsche. Good for her. Hope he's successful enough. My dad and I have dinner every week now. Last week he asked how I'm doing. Good. Better than I thought. You made the right call. Think so? No. So she wanted a lifestyle, not a partner. He's right. Looking back, all the signs were there. The comments about my car. The obsession with his house. The way she'd get excited talking about future money but bored talking about actual life. I ignored it because I loved her. Or thought I did. Maybe I just loved the idea of her. The therapist list is still on his fridge. A reminder, he says. Some people need help. Most won't take it. True. I'm not dating yet. Not ready. My buddy's wife offered to set me up with someone, but I declined. Need time. The apartment feels emptier, but also lighter. I rearranged furniture, hung up art she hated, bought a new coffee table, making it mine. Friends have been supportive. A couple people said they always thought she was kind of materialistic, but didn't want to say anything. Cool. Wish they'd said something earlier, but whatever. My dad helped me move furniture last weekend, after we got beers. You're going to be fine, he said. I know. Better than fine. You dodged a bullet. Yeah. Next time, pay attention to how someone talks about money. It tells you everything. He's right about that, too. The engagement ring's still in her possession. She posted a photo of it on Instagram with some cryptic caption about things not going as planned. I'm blocked now, so I only saw it because a friend sent me a screenshot. Don't care. Let her keep it. What I learned. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. When they compare you unfavorably to your parent, run. When they value stuff over substance, walk away. Took me too long to see it, but I got there. I'm good, really good. Single at 29, $6,000 poorer, emotionally exhausted, but free. And that's worth more than any wedding. About everything. The therapist list. The conversation, the fact that she wouldn't change. Best dinner I ever had at his house. Even if it ended in engagement. Better to know now than after wedding vows.